How does it look, dude?
How's it look?
Okay, for the listeners at home, I'm trying to put a curtain up.
It looks like we're in a garage.
We're in a
You're
garage.
supposed to see that. Is this work? Is this backdrop working?
We got a backdrop, guys.
I'm holding a backdrop. How high does this backdrop need to go?
Right there.
There?
Yeah, that's where.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
Well, you know, maybe next week. I was trying to have it ready for the gaming. Okay.
It's also very cold.
Okay, I'm closing the garage door.
It's very cold.
Star is vlogging as Spencer's literally the podcast has begun.
The podcast has started.
The podcast has started. Yeah, Spencer's already talking.
I'm here and I'm hosting
He's hosting
alone.
this thing alone.
All right. Well,
So,
we're gonna
you know,
get to it. Go.
Star's over here vlogging.
Like, subscribe.
We're trying to do a podcast here.
We don't have time.
Star.
We're out of time.
Star, we're out of time.
The lighting isn't working. It's not great. Star, I need you to step in.
I'm gone. What do you want me to do?
I'm at 4,000 ISO. Okay, it's gonna be grainy, and I don't like it. We got one Ari light that's not doing anything for me.
Excuse my babushka setup going on right now. I'm quite cold.
I blinded myself with the light.
This is the coldest. I think.
It's gonna get colder.
I think I'm.
Guys, I'm gonna warm your feet.
Oh, you have a warmer.
Oh, ooh, that's toasty.
Ooh.
That's nice.
How does that work? Is it oscillating?
My.
Is the heat oscillating?
Spencer's gonna be like, please remove this.
I can't tell.
I feel it,
Is it oscillating?
and now I don't feel it.
Okay,
So
good.
yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, it's cold. I think you know what? We're just trying to experience a little mini polar vortex just to get like a taste of what it must be like.
I feel bad complaining, right? It's like 60.
No, it's like 40.
48.
Is it 48?
Yeah. I don't start.
Oh, okay. Then I'll complain.
Yeah, we can complain. That's cold for us. That's cold for like that's a chilly.
I'm sitting down for the listeners at home. The podcast has begun, but it hasn't begun. If you catch my drift.
I'm gonna cut all this out.
Oh.
Just kidding. We'll leave it in.
Okay.
We can leave it in for the YouTube. And
Oh, yeah,
then
that's true. The
cut it
YouTube
out
could
for the
get this.
audio.
Is this a YouTube exclusive?
Yeah, why
You're on
not?
our YouTube exclusive.
All right. I don't know how far I'm in, so I'm just gonna love that corner. How about that? Right?
Yeah, just
Okay.
tilt it up and let me see.
Can you see what's going on? I can't.
I can see.
Am I
Yeah,
in
you're.
the frame.
If you sit there, you're in. Yeah.
Son of a mother goat.
You're in.
Okay, we did it. Oh, wow. Okay.
Can someone pass my soda?
What? That is not possible.
My container of soda?
We have.
That's too cold for me
That
to
is
drink.
way too cold to drink.
But
Okay,
I
guys.
mean, I'm going to be thirsty.
We did it. We have a clean table thanks to Spencer.
Oh, it felt good.
You know, that's important when you have a podcast is to have a clean table.
Yeah, tell that to the past 2 episodes.
I kind of liked all the lights on the table. It was cozy.
We have to grow up and we have to evolve. Now, this one fell over the week.
I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna.
Ooh, there's heat coming
My
up.
microphone. Oh yeah, let me move my backpack so you can actually feel it. Because my backpack is. Ooh, my backpack's nice and toasty, but your legs.
Oh, now I feel
cold.
the heat.
Yeah, this
Okay.
microphone might fall, and that's okay. Because this is a real thing that we're doing.
I wish you would just work table.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was like, I'm sorry,
No,
I'm
you're doing
trying.
great. I
Welcome to We Stayed Late.
Hey, you did the intro.
I did.
Yes.
I was waiting for. I was
Somebody
like, you know
had
what?
to do it.
It's
We
my
did.
turn.
I was gonna keep ranting until the end, and then you could have said it. I'm just kidding. That was great.
So that was the podcast. Thank you so much for joining.
Yes, thank you. We said we were gonna have a short one.
Yeah, that's true. We are gonna have a short one this week because we're also doing a little fun thing that you'll see later.
Yes.
But first of all, I just want to let's just catch up because it's been a week. How are we feeling? How's everybody doing?
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm just tired overall, but you know, it's all right. It's fine. I keep going. I'm like, I'm glad that I'm making a stable paycheck. That's how I'm feeling right now.
There's a luxury
Yeah.
in some sense. How about you, Louise?
I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling
Yeah.
anxious, but you know what? That's every day, and so it's just me handling those feelings, and so we're doing pretty good.
What can you talk about what you're feeling overwhelmed by?
Well,
If you don't have to, but if you want to, you can.
a lot of things. But
Okay.
I'll give you a taste of one of the things I'm dealing with.
Let's talk about it.
So, as you know, I'm help run the studio at the office, and I'm in a place where I'm reorganizing everything. And then they just gave me the responsibility of cleaning out 2 storage units, actually like 3 or 4.
Oh, I heard them
no.
talking about
Yeah.
that.
I
So
don't
2
know
of
if that
them-
sounds fun or horrifying.
Well, it's a little bit of fun, but the problem is that I'm a type of person that basically I want to just get it done right there and then. You know what I mean? I don't want to
Yeah.
go home. I want to just spend the next 14 hours cleaning up and then having it over with, because, you know, trying to spread it out over a couple days or even to next week gives me a panic attack.
Right.
You know, and so just to think of me like having to time manage all these different things and me knowing by the end of the day I'm not going to be done with this
Right.
project is frustrating to me.
That's fair.
And so it's just it's not, look, it in the grand scheme of things, I'm okay. You know what I mean? And it's one of the smaller unimportant things, but you know,
Have you
it does weigh
watched-
on you of like, is today the day I'm going to finish? And then as you start working on it, something else pops up, you know, and someone like, hey, can I, I need help with this editing thing, or somebody, I'm speaking very generally.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? Like just something I didn't plan, somebody comes up and has something I didn't schedule for the day.
yeah.
And so, you know, that can ruin the flow, and then I have to get back in the flow, and then it's already the end of the day, and I didn't get anything done, and now
Yeah, and
it's-
we're there 15 minutes past like when we needed to leave
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get here, so that's why
So
that's
it's-
why we're
No,
yeah.
you're fine.
No, that's not. I wasn't worried about that. That's
Oh,
not.
I was.
Okay, that didn't work. That didn't bother me.
Okay.
It was no. You're fine.
Okay.
I was talking about you. I knew we were doing that thing
Okay,
today.
cool.
Have you watched the any Marie Kondo stuff yet?
Anna Marie.
I have.
What?
Okay. You'll enjoy it on Netflix. It's a Japanese lady who teaches people how to tidy up
Yeah.
Okay.
and like how to organize. So, because I was gonna ask you, I'm like, so when you're organizing the storage space, do you like pick things and go like, does this make you feel joy? Whether
Oh.
or not to
Spark
keep
joy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a.
But I like the idea of people doing that for work things, and it's just like this does not spark joy, and tossing it in
None
an
of it
essential,
sparks joy,
It's
yeah.
an essential piece that you need.
Yeah, well, I think we are definitely in a place of like, get rid of it. We don't want it. We can always buy it if we do a new production, because, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, if y'all don't want that iPad anymore, I'm just saying.
no, those are staying.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I try to keep the flow of the studio open, you know, like I there is an order to the chaos that's there, whether it's like you have an organic flow when you walk into the room, you know, like, of course I would rather move this table almost right next to the door, because that I have room and space, but it doesn't feel good when you walk into the room.
Right, you
You
don't
walk
want to
in-
mess up your feng
Feng-
shui.
Feng sh-
Feng shui.
feng shui. And there is a flow in feng shui to things when you take a corner and it's open, and then you enter almost into a new space when you go through like these, you know, 2 cabinets, you know, creating almost like a little room. So there is a part of like figuring out, what do we need? How can I reorganize? What do I need to like move things and like you know, reorganize and stuff. It's a process, but it's fine. And
You'll
then I
get it
have
done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get it done. It's annoying. It's like a thing gnawing in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
But it's fine. So that's where I'm at. And then I have other things in life.
Yeah. There's a whole other side
Yeah.
of life that we're supposed to have.
You're right.
What?
The part where we actually live.
I-
Yeah, we've forgotten about that part.
what?
I went and saw The Favorite. Has anybody seen The
Ooh.
Favorite?
Was it good?
Hands
I have
up.
not seen it.
I've seen The Favorite.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to hear your thoughts about it. It was so weird,
Yes.
but so good.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out how I feel.
Do you think it should win the Oscar?
No. But I think it's I think it's not. I think it's good. It was nominated.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's very important that it was nominated.
Yeah.
You know? It was definitely somebody that the person who directed it, Yorgos, I forget his name.
Yeah.
He did The
directed-
Lobster, right?
Lobster.
Mhm. And then he did the Sacred Killing, like the Killing of the
Killing
Sacred Deer, which he wrote for both of those. And from this one, he didn't write. He
Yeah.
had somebody else write it. So if you didn't like those movies, I say definitely try this one out. I feel like this one has a more kind of succinct storyline.
Yeah.
And things are a little bit more, they make sense a little bit more.
But it's still weird.
It's still weird, but because
It's shot weird.
it's shot weird, right? There are certain, but that's what I like. There's certain
Yeah.
direct,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
there's certain. He's got a take on this movie. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's kind of the cornerstone of where he's kind of like bouncing off everything, which I really dig. Like you definitely see a flavor that he's giving, and it's not something that's plain.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
I dig.
totally.
It's definitely one of those things where he's throwing something out there, and I think for me, I enjoyed that texture. You know what I mean? That weird, like ominous feeling, and that's an airplane.
Hold for plane.
Hold for plane.
Just kidding.
I was gonna say, I'm like, can they pick that up?
Yeah, I think
so,
it's
yeah.
probably in the background.
And so I don't know.
It shook the garage, so I hope.
Yeah, no, I thought the performances are great.
Performances were really great.
Performances are great. I felt like for me, the ending landed for me. I thought it was done pretty cool. It was somebody who knows how to use the language of film.
Yeah.
And so in all those aspects, it's a good movie, and I think it's just if you like it or not. Do you like this flavor of the movie?
What's the log line?
The ending didn't really land for me,
Okay.
but
What's the
it was
log
fun.
line for this?
It's definitely not like a stable landing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It leaves it ambiguous.
Like, just
and-
give me a sentence.
so
please.
the queen
yeah.
the queen and her, what is it, like her right hand,
her right hand, yeah.
have their lives upended when the cousin of that right hand shows up and attempts to become the queen's new right hand.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
But the favorite takes on a whole different meaning about a quarter of the way through the film. When I saw the trailer,
Yeah. I didn't see it, so I don't know what.
I thought that the favorite, or even like just knowing the name.
Well,
of
don't
the
say it. Don't
thing-
say anything.
Yeah,
'cause it'll
I thought
spoil.
No, I was just, I thought the favorite meant one thing,
Uh-huh.
but then once we got into the film, it was like, oh shit, this
Uh-huh.
means something very different from what I
Yeah.
thought. Well, not very different, but like,
the
there's
perspective of
yes,
of the favorite
yes,
shifts.
I like
Uh,
the idea that it just turns into like which animal. Like in my head, I have no context, so it just turned into like this was a story about like these two dudes, but now it's actually about like which like animal is her favorite animal.
It's
like
yeah,
she
it's-
had like 2 dogs or something. She's like, which puppy do I want?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised because it's very strange, but it's not. Yeah, it was really layered and interesting, and the performances
Yeah.
were amazing. I thought that the set design was some of the coolest
Yeah.
work I've seen for a period piece. It was just so.
And it really
cool.
helps with that wide angle the wide
Yeah,
angle that he
'cause you're
takes.
able
That's
to
his
see
bold choice.
everything.
Everything he does a lot of wide angles.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like that gives room for you to see the scenery, for you to see the costumes,
Totally.
and just having that, it creates like this disorienting but like very cool picture.
Yeah.
You know.
The last time I really noticed set deck and art design, production design as much as this movie was The Imitation Game.
Yeah.
You guys seen
Oh
that
yeah,
movie?
yeah. It's very good.
It's about Alan Turing. It's definitely worth watching. It's a little bit slow,
Yeah.
but it's about Alan Turing, who was the inventor of the Turing test, which was
Mhm.
Basically, the inventor
He had
of the
like they
computer.
really
Yeah,
fucked him
kind of.
over. They really,
Yeah,
they
they
really,
really-
that was
yeah.
a sad
Yeah.
story.
But everything you have, your iPhone, it's based like
it's like all
thanks
its
to him.
roots or all come back to Alan Turing. But he was able to crack the Nazi code. That was
Yeah.
sort of the spoilers for Alan Turing, the historical figure. But yes, that was his claim to
Also
fame.
because he was gay, they like really fucked him over at the end.
That's kind of what
Right.
what they explore in the movie is like the dissonance between the brilliance he had and how he was treated by people because of who he was, and the relationship that he
Right.
pretended to have with this woman in order to keep it under wraps.
And I think you were mentioning just like the set and then the costumes. We
Oh,
got to really
God,
explore new looks because it was mostly a female-driven movie.
Yes,
You know, and so we got to see them wear certain things due to their like whatever their
in the favorite.
in the favorite, right? Whatever role they play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And one of the characters, her role changes throughout the movie, so you get to see her change. Like that's reflected through her costumes. And
Well, now I'm intrigued. You have
Yeah.
costume changes. I'm like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
and
I
there's-
wanna
I
see
mean,
that.
there's a-
it
there's
just
a-
makes you like, oh yeah, I guess that did. What people did wear that, you know? You just didn't. I don't know.
That what was it? Lace over the face at one point.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
And then she was dressed like a pirate at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah, it was when they were shooting out in the field.
Yeah.
That was what hit me because
Oh,
it was
so
like I think it was
cool.
black. It was like
Yeah.
a black.
And then the
I
hat.
love having zero context. I'm like, what the fuck?
And
Yeah,
the hat
I just-
was like
yeah.
a pirate's hat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, she looked fucking cool.
But it's just things like that. If you sit back, you're like, oh yeah, I guess a person of this status would possibly wear that.
Yeah.
And you don't get to see that all the time because they're usually like, not lead characters.
yeah, and so for having 3 women be the lead,
Yeah, it's
pretty cool. It's pretty cool, especially in that time period. But anyway, that was what kind of got me excited. I came out of that movie wanting to make movies. So
Yeah,
yeah. It's a cool one. But yeah, I wanted to answer. There were some questions that got posted, so I wanted to pull one of those up because we haven't answered it. Well, we answered one question last time, but I wanted to answer one of those. Oh, well, sort of the opposite. TK asks, what show/movie have you watched that made you feel as if you wasted your time? I don't usually like to talk about things we don't like because, like, the world's too short to talk about things that are bad. But sometimes it's those things you watch that just make you feel like you wasted your time.
The most recently, because I like watching a lot of like cooking travel shows on Netflix while I draw, because it's like something where I can look up, but it doesn't distract me too much.
Sure.
And there was one where it's just like, it's like 2 British dudes who their whole gimmick is that they're like hairy and ugly, and they're going around like their whole show is they're going around Asia, different parts of Asia, like learning about the food, using like eating, but they were so like it felt weirdly like imperialist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because they're 2 British dudes and they're going to all these Asian countries and they're like talking about how their Asian food in the UK was like they're trying to find the roots of what they ate, where it came from, and like so there's parts of it that was interesting, but the whole time I was just like, this feels gross for the way it's either shot or talked about. Like I don't know, like it did not feel like showing an appreciation for food and culture. More it felt like I don't know, otherizing people. Like it didn't feel right while watching it, and like I gave 1 episode a go and I started the second one and I was just like, man, I should have turned this off within like the first 10 minutes, because I knew within the first 10 minutes I was like, this doesn't feel right, and I was like, well, maybe it'll turn around and I'll give it a shot, and I was like, nah. There's other food shows. And it was a bummer because it was just like, oh, I want to watch, like, I love watching, like, people go to different countries and when they, like, really dive deep into, like,
the culture and stuff.
The culture and, like, street food and things like that. But, yeah, it felt very othering, and I was just like, I don't like this.
That feels weird. Yeah,
I guess I'll have to look out for that.
It can get real weird when you...
There's so many good food shows. That's the thing. It's just like, I think I'm, like, running out, so I'm hitting, like, the bottom of the barrel.
Did you ever watch Anthony Bourdain?
Yeah.
So
I would watch him sporadically.
I've never watched him. But I've heard that he's amazing.
He's fantastic. He's just a really good storyteller while he travels to these places, and he doesn't ignore politics. He doesn't ignore the history. He'll like make it a point to bring it up. If you ever watch the one where he goes to Vietnam or Cambodia, holy shit, it's just like you're learning about this food, but you're also learning, like, I kind of learned more about the Cambodian War through Anthony Bourdain.
Right.
That's cool.
Versus like anything I learned in history class.
Yeah.
Just because he like went there and talked about it and like then like showed the food and like but also showed the results of like what happened. And it was like very like, oh, I appreciate and dig this. And then he's also very honest about food. Like when he went to India and like it was a lot of vegetarian food because, you know, it's mostly vegetarian country, but he was just like, I'm really craving some meat right now. He went out of his way to find a place that like still served meat, but like it was like he's like, this is, you can find it, you know, but like just the way he like explored it. But he was just, I liked his like candor about like, he's like, this is the best place to have vegetarian food. Truly, it really is. But he's like, I really want to eat meat right now. He was just like, okay.
He's channeling me. That's how I feel all the time. Over the holidays, I saw The Grinch, the new Grinch movie. Anybody else see the new Grinch movie?
I did not see that movie.
No,
the animated one?
Because it's the same story.
I thought it was going to be kind of good.
I wanted to see it because it was Benedict Cumberbatch, and I'm a fan of his. I like his voice. So,
what happened? Why wasn't it good? What did they do wrong that made it not good?
Did they change the story at all, or was it
no? It was a waste of time. It wasted my time. There was nothing changed, and also it wasn't as good.
It's just the Grinch.
Was there any flavor to it? Was it just
no?
It was just.
Does he sing the song? Does he sing the mean one, Mr. Grinch song?
No.
Oh, but his voice is so deep.
But he starts off as a little baby.
Yeah, but it's just not.
There's a baby Grinch.
Yeah, have you not seen those posters where he's like he gets meaner and he's just like a little cute little Grinch. That's the poster.
Yeah, it is a poster.
Oh, I never saw that one.
In the movie, nothing else happens than what... I mean, I know that... like, there's literally... He's like... It's the same story that we see every time.
Right.
The Who... He's like, wants to... take
Yeah.
Christmas from the Who's.
Yeah, he wants to take Christmas from the Who's, and Cindy Lou Who teaches him, and his heart grows...
And then he's there for 3
whatever.
sentences, yeah.
You know, it's like... I just felt like it... Again, it wasn't a bad movie. Like, for kids that haven't seen... For people that haven't seen the original Grinch... It's probably a fine movie.
Yeah, that's for them. That's
not the original Grinch. I grew up. I didn't really like the original Grinch.
You
but
didn't like the original?
Yeah, it's fine. But the Jim Carrey Grinch was like a.
You know what it is?
Was like
this is the generational gap right here.
Yeah.
This is the 10-year age difference that's happening.
The Jim Carrey one was just bananas, and that's what I liked about it. He was just like unabashedly awful.
See, I didn't like. Well, not that I didn't like the Jim Carrey. The Jim Carrey one was fine, but I was just like, oh, like they had to stretch the cartoon into a movie, and that's how they did it.
Yeah.
But for me, I always liked the cartoon because that's like growing up and watching all the Christmas cartoons. So I was like, oh, okay. So when they made the CGI one, I was just like, oh, I bet this is exactly like the original cartoon.
Right.
But they just updated it so like current new parents and stuff could be like, oh, I could finally show the cartoon Grinch I grew up with, but like for updated.
Yeah, and I grew up with that one, and this one I think was not. It didn't do anything different, and also it wasn't. It didn't. I feel like it didn't do anything, and I feel bad saying that because like people worked really hard on that movie. It looks
studio.
For you.
It looks beautiful. It also is for children. You know.
Do you think the studio had its hand in it? Like, is it?
I don't think that anybody set out to do anything that was any different.
Yeah.
I think they were just like, oh, we own the Grinch. We should probably remake this right now.
Safe. Yeah, and again, it's not my demographic. So like we went to it because it was over Christmas break and there were no other movies. We'd seen all the movies.
Right.
And I have a pass, so I might as well go see movies, and we're like, "Oh, we'll go see The Grinch. It'll be a good time." It was I almost fell asleep. It wasted my time.
Wow.
Sadly, it wasted my time. Do you have anything that wasted your time?
You know, the only thing I could think of is Legally Blonde, Red, White, and Blonde.
Oh, I've never watched that one.
I remember that was a long time ago. I watched it, and I did not like it. But you know, that's it.
I grew up with Miss Congeniality, and I loved that movie.
Oh, I loved that movie. I
Miss
rewatched.
Congeniality was it's solid.
That was a rewatch.
What was her favorite date? What was her favorite April what?
Oh, I forget.
It was
that
like
part.
April 23rd. It was like April 23rd or April 24th, where it was just like not too hot, not too cold.
That's right. Yes.
It's the perfect date. And I was just like, hell yeah, that makes sense.
There's a character in the movie named Eric Matthews.
Eric Matthews? That's a good name.
And
I like that name.
it's the same name as the person in Boy Meets World. So to me, that tripped me out. I was like, whoa, there can only be one Eric Matthews. But yeah, no, I think that was like my second or third DVD that I had. Was Miss Congeniality.
What was the first DVD you had?
It was Shanghai Noon.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Shanghai Noon, I think, was the first one I had.
I don't remember. I think mine was just some Disney movie because I would collect Disney VHSs. So I think once DVDs started happening, I would just buy the DVD version then.
I'm trying to remember what mine was. My first DVD.
But
do you remember your first CD?
Oh, you know what I think it was? My first DVD. It wasn't mine, but it was the first one that we owned in the house. It was I think it was Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, that's great. That's solid choice.
That was another movie I rewatched a lot.
Yeah.
You know what, that intro, I think I've talked about it in this podcast.
I don't think so. Gone in 60 Seconds? That's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. Yeah, I don't know.
Deep cut. Okay. Well, I think okay. That intro where it's like, bring Sally up and bring Sally down.
Yeah.
And it's going through the titles and it's like it speeds up and then slows down.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw that, and I was like, "Holy!" Before like Zack Snyder did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Holy shit, that's cool."
Yeah.
I want to do something like that. And then just how they like whipped through everything, really cool.
You're talking about the speed ramps.
The speed ramps.
Yeah. So cool.
Solid Cage movie.
Yeah, solid Cage movie.
Solid Cage
Have you guys seen Mandy?
No, I've heard good things.
I want to see it.
I've heard really good things.
It's on Hoopla.
It's on Hoopla?
Yeah, I just got on Hoopla.
You did? Isn't Hoopla amazing? Okay, so we once talked about Hoopla before.
No,
but
what's Hoopla?
We're going to share Hoopla again because Hoopla is magical. Although I don't know if it's only for LA.
I don't know what Hoopla is at all, so we have not talked about
Let's talk about Hoopla. So Hoopla is a... This keeps breaking.
I know.
This is not a good situation.
What is going on? I feel like this was stable a couple... The thing that's holding the mic is falling apart.
You know, it's just my life. Hoopla is a service that you can sign up for with your library card. At least in LA County, you can.
Oh.
And so you use your library card. You get a library card. And pro tip, if you're in LA and maybe if you're
get a library card. You have access to so much stuff.
And I don't know
what
if
else do you get if I have a library card.
I've subscribed to the Mango app service, which is a language learning program, and that's what I've been using to help learn Japanese. It's actually useful. It's like a straight up like learn a language program, conversationally anyway.
I think if you shift this microphone to another, because it looks like it's bending the bottom of this table.
Really?
You see? You feel that?
Oh yeah.
Maybe if you go to another like
section. Okay, I'm gonna try that in a minute. With a library card and in the LA County Library, and I don't know if it's the same elsewhere, but you don't even have to go into the library. You can go online and be like, "Hey, give me a library card," and they'll literally just send you a number via email.
I have the Burbank Library, so I'm not even in LA.
I have my NoHo library card.
So, you use that number, you log on to Hoopla, and you can also use it for Lynda.
Yeah, you get free Lynda. Yeah, you get
so Lynda's really great too. Lynda, it's for learning stuff. But Hoopla is a service where you can download movies, audiobooks, regular books like electronic books, and comics.
Comics.
Yeah, and so that's how I've been reading comics is through Hoopla because it's free.
That's pretty much what it is because Doom Patrol's coming out.
Yes. Oh,
and
so good.
First off, shout out to Gerald Way. Gerald Way?
Yeah.
He's getting 2 comic book series coming out almost the day after the other. He has Umbrella Academy coming out on the 14th, I believe, on Netflix. And then he has Doom Patrol on DC Universe.
So cool.
So I'm reading Doom Patrol now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I just read the first episode. I've just read the first episode. I just read the first comic, and then
the first first book. Or the first
because the book has 6 comics in it, or 6 issues.
The trade paperback, yeah.
Yeah, so I just finished the first one of the first issue of that part, but I'm still not done.
Oh, you just finished the first issue.
Issue 1.
Oh man, okay.
6 issues.
So yeah, I remember that.
So
you're there.
This part.
Yeah, okay. So describe the scene.
This scene is out of context with the rest of what was happening.
Right. So there is a man laying on the ground with a brick.
He's dead.
He's dead. But we're unsure who he is.
And the brick says, "I'm sorry."
So good. Doom Patrol
is
one of my favorite comics I've ever read. The new one, this one that you're reading right now. I read the first issue and was incredibly confused, and then gave up on it because I was like, "This is just weird. Like this just doesn't make any sense."
This guy pops out of Burrito Land, or Falafel Land,
whatever it is. Then I read the.
Is this guy dead?
You know.
Okay, I feel like when I read this part, I was like, they just played it off so coolly, like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah,
we're gonna continue our lives. Whoa,
so you'll get used to it. But as you read more of the issues, as you read all of the trade paperback, things become clear. And it became one of my favorite comics because it was able to take me from completely not understanding anything that's happening to like blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll check that
really,
out.
really good. But Hoopla gives you free access to all those things. We're not sponsored by Hoopla, but this episode brought to you by not Hoopla.
And it does, and it has like Spider-Man too. Since so if you're into Spider-Man after watching Into the Spider-Verse, go in there. And
it has a bunch of really cool stuff. It has a lot of image stuff, which I really like. That's like my favorite line. But Doom Patrol is definitely one you should check out if you haven't checked it out yet. It's very, very good. But go join Hoopla and you can get it for free.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. They have so many things, and they have Mandy.
They have Mandy.
Which
That's
I need
what it
to
was.
watch.
Yeah, the movie.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of Hoopla, and I'm gonna use it to watch Mandy. I want to see what else. There was something else on there that was really good.
They have something with Alexander Hamilton.
Oh, they have the Hamilton
one shot to Broadway. What does this mean?
I think it's like a documentary about the making of it.
I thought it was the actual show.
No. Otherwise, I would have watched that a long time ago.
Yeah, so they have video, music, books. They have television shows. They have audiobooks, and they have comics. But yeah, Umbrella Academy is coming out. So if you wanna go watch that, they have or read that before it comes out. Volume 1 is up there as well. Old Man Logan is on there. Like, there's some really good stuff. There's even indie stuff like Sheets is on there. Spider-Gwen Saga is on there. Saga's really good.
Oh, I did see Saga on there.
Yeah,
I want to get into that.
Anyway, we're gonna need to wrap up because we're at 30 minutes and we got stuff to do.
We got stuff to do.
Also, it's cold.
Also, it is very cold. Well, this heater's sort of helping. But you can find me at Spenser Starke on Twitter and on Instagram.
You can find me on Louis12, L-U-W-I-12 on Instagram.
There you go.
You could find me on Twitter as Starline X and on Instagram as Starline.
And go read Ruby, rubywhipple.com.
Yes, please.
RubyWhipple.com.
And subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can see video of everything. And we even recorded some like nothing exciting but fun things.
Just set up stuff.
Set up stuff before, so you'll get that special
I kind
special
of like
sneak
that
peek.
exclusive content.
I do too. Yeah.
All right.
So you can go check that out on YouTube and subscribe to the channel and
then tune in a couple days, because in a couple days you have...
Yeah. So in a couple
yeah.
days, I have a Kickstarter launching for Icarus. It is a game about how great civilizations collapse. It's a storytelling game. And we're about to record a little sneak preview of what that game is like. So
Hype.
hype. So, but it launches on February 11th. So this will go up a little bit before that.
Yes.
So that
Just watch out.
right. So on Monday, if you are willing and able, I think that there's going to be a $5 digital package, which is cheap.
That's pretty cool.
$5 and you get the game digitally. And then for the hard copy, I think it's gonna be $35.
That's not bad,
which is
folks.
not bad.
It's not
you get
bad.
you get 24. You get a pack of custom die. You get a deck of 52 cards. You get a book. So there's a bunch of stuff, and it's gonna be good. So
Woo.
so anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm glad you guys do the things now.